Hello and welcome to a new Vrchat Unity tutorial. Today we're going to be turning this Dyra base into a fully fledged model. It already has the humanoid rig, but usually they will start with the generic rig and then you switch it to humanoid and then we're going to configure. Luckily for us, this model is also already fully configured. You can see that with the whole green bones and things. But what you're going to want to do in order to actually make sure that it is properly configured, we will do this from scratch. So all we're going to do is I'm going to clear it real quick. Usually you can come down to where it says mapping right here, and you can click auto map, and it will find exactly where everything lines up. But if you're missing things, for example, the chest here, which is an optional bone, you do not need it for it to function. You can just come down here, follow the path until you find chest, and then drag it right on in there. And things like that will automatically make your model a little bit more detailed, even if it doesn't really change much, and you can't even really notice it most of the time. You can also do this by just scrolling down here. You can see absolutely everything. Another option that I don't really do is you can press this button and see about it, but I don't really use this. Once again, I use the auto map and drag things over because it's easier for me to visualize, which is why I do it. This section is the issue where you're going to have the most trouble in my experience. It doesn't really do anything, but a lot of times the jaw or maybe even the eyes will be mismapped, and you're just going to want to click them and press delete and remove those false mappings because those are not where they're supposed to be. Hands, you don't really need to map per se. It's less of a luxury. It's less of an importance and more of a luxury, I mean. So I'm just going to click done and apply. And that will automatically make the model full-fledged, ready to go. Now, let's go over some language in Unity. So, this right here is an FBX. You can't see it because it is off screen, but the end of the file extension at the end of the name of the model will say .fbx. This is a animation type choosable rig type model. Everything you can already choose, and it will make the animator on the avatar using that. Whereas this, you can see that it doesn't have the little arrow next to it. You can't open it up and see the different parts. This is a prefab. It will say .prefab at the end. This includes everything you need just to drag it in and immediately start using it. This comes with a lot of models and bases that you will buy that have presets and things like that. So maybe it'll have VRC Fury, and you put that in and it'll automatically like link up clothes to the model and stuff like that, which I have seen in Winterpaws models. And it is very convenient and all that, and it is much simpler. I just personally don't use the prefab variants a lot because it can give you less control. But really all you have to do, drag it into the scene, and you can see this one is also directly the same, except now you can unpack the prefab and unpack the prefab again, and now you have just a version that has the animator and all of that already thrown in there. It's exactly the same as this, except it doesn't have an avatar descriptor on the FBX variant. So essentially what we have here is a version without an FBX, and this is, sorry, without a avatar descriptor, and a version with an avatar descriptor. And that all just depends on if you use the FBX or the prefab. So there you go. A basic little tutorial on the very simple fact of how to set up Armature and the difference between an FBX and a prefab. Thank you for watching.